we were focused from a wireless infrastructure networking business standpoint in terms of providing connectivity, high-speed performance, and corner-to-corner coverage over Wi-Fi. But that's not what we do all the time, right? So what we ended up doing is, as we look towards customers and their user experiences, broadband connectivity, whether it's 5G or fiber, is getting better. So as a result of that, when we looked at what we wanted to achieve going beyond wireless, we started looking at broadband experiences and what we could do for the consumers and our service provider partners. Robert earlier talked about how customers are now talking about user experiences. Before we go into attach the user experiences, we need to talk about how broadband access is coming into your home. So we also talked about 5G fixed wireless access, with 5G being the connectivity option from an access standpoint. So I'm going to talk more about fiber, which from a Qualcomm standpoint, we recently announced a 10 gig fiber gateway platform. One of our goals as we launched the 10 gig fiber access gateway platform is not just about bringing broadband connectivity to your home. We wanted to move the bar in terms of bringing in our best-in-class wireless connectivity portfolio and pairing that up with the 10G PON access portfolio. And when we bring those two things together, there is a significant opportunity for us, not just to provide a platform, but also to focus more towards user experience. And that's our goal with respect to not just delivering a platform, but delivering on quality of user experience, and how do you go about managing those and delivering the services on the devices, on the platforms that matter the most. As Rahul mentioned earlier, we're obsessed with wireless user experience. And for that, we're in a position to look at in terms of where the services are being consumed and what devices they are being consumed. And Qualcomm is well positioned to support that because of the pedigree of wireless, as well as our focus in terms of how those services are delivered to the customers. But we also come to understand the user experience goes far deeper than wireless. What do I mean by that? In many instances, and I think all of us have faced this journey, where if you have a subscriber access in your home, for a similar subscriber access and a similar wireless routers or gateways in your home, our experiences are vastly different. We've all experienced this, right? So how can this be? The answer is that every home network is unique, and its usage and demand profile depends on a lot of factors. If you look at the number of connected devices, for example, in terms of the applications and the demand that it generates on the devices, whether it's congestion and interference that affects the wireless, not to mention the different network topology, be it a single family home or a multi-dwelling unit where there are multiple apartments, it only creates additional congestion, additional interference, and ultimately affecting wireless connectivity and the user experience for the services that you so desire the most. The fact is, there's two distinct networks. One, the first network that brings in high-speed connectivity from a broadband perspective into your home, oftentimes referred to as internet access, right? And then a second distinct network, which is typically your in-home wireless network. The in-home wireless network is oftentimes, highly dynamic, right? And it's a shared spectrum environment. Exceptional user experience depends on how these two networks come together, how the handoff and the services are being aware from the access side all the way to the device. And how those two come together makes a huge difference in terms of how you experience your services on the devices and then the applications that runs on those devices. And when we started looking at delivering this 10G fiber gateway platform, we took a step back and said, what is that the broadband industry is trying to address? In the olden days, or I shouldn't say olden days, not so long ago, even 5 years ago, the idea was to take the home gateway, and the primary function of the home gateway was to provide connectivity and distribute Wi-Fi throughout the home. But more recently, there's a lot of talk about migrating and transitioning that home gateway into a solution that actually transitions and provides you with a focus on services. As the language implies here, a connectivity gateway platform's function was to exactly just provide connectivity and distribute Wi-Fi throughout your home. Whereas with the Qualcomm's 10G fiber gateway platform, our goal is to shift that connectivity first construct into a service-focused construct, which also takes into account the user experience focus. It's not just about delivering services anymore. If the underlying construct, which is oftentimes Wi-Fi, is not able to meet those service expectations, then the link fails. Right? That's our objective. When we deliver the platform, we want to not just pair the right technologies, but also focus on end-to-end service delivery that results in end-to-end user experience, because you don't subscribe these days for 20 megabits or 100 megabits alone. You subscribe because a 30 megabits package or a 50 megabits package comes along with these entertainment options, comes along with these service options, and that's how the service provider is offering services to the market in India, for example. Bringing high-speed connectivity is the first step in delivering the highest level of user experience, but that's not enough. Exceptional user experiences means oftentimes trying to manage this high-speed connectivity to deliver deeply immersive and highly interactive experiences onto your devices for the services, as well as unlocking the potential of the gateway to become a vehicle for service innovation. There's two objectives for Qualcomm. The first objective is to ensure, as subscribers, we all have a platform that adapts to the services that we want, doesn't fail, operates like one. And then the second objective is for us to work with our service provider partners to provide the platform that makes the first thing happen. Right? Those are two distinct objectives, and that's what, as technology enablers, we want to be in a position to deliver to the market space and ultimately deliver that user experience to all of us as